Hello, good day everyone. This is Miss Younger. Welcome to my channel. I'm back with another review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 2. Please, if you can, do your girl a favor. Subscribe to my channel. It is so sad and pathetic because, like I said the last video, I have been on YouTube since 2010, but I just started taking this serious where I want to create reviews for movies and for shows. And also, you guys, if you have anything you would like me to review, please drop in the comments what shows you would like me to watch or movies, and I will be happy to do a review for you. So yes, let's get started. I like this episode. I'm liking where this season is going this far, and so far, it's kind of bringing the drama. We start off where we left off at, which is at Shamia's birthday party, and the girls move down to her theater room so they could have a discussion. Remember, the first episode, it leaves off with Kelly kind of like pressing Portia, asking, "I want to know, why'd you mess with that lady's husband?" Right? And so they go into the theater room to discuss it. However, the conversation gets redirected and somehow it falls on Drew. Where Shamia's like, "Hey, Drew, what's going on with you and Dennis?" And for those of you who don't know, Dennis is Portia's baby daddy, okay? And Drew's just like, "No, nothing. Dennis is just working with me on my music. He's a producer. He's been helping me with my music. He's been helping me with my divorce with Ralph because he knows the both of us. And he's been an angel," right? And she says, I talked to Portia about this. I got her blessing to work with Dennis. And Portia's like, "No, no, 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 girl. You did not get my opinion. I found out about this after the fact," right? And then Portia says, "Drew, you are a low down and dirty," okay? And Drew's trying to figure out where is this coming from? And Portia tells everybody that Dennis told her that Drew asked him to film with her this season. And according to Portia, that's a big no-no. And I get it. I understand. It's like housewife fashion. Why is Portia's child's father, why is he filming with another housewife? The optics are not good. So I kind of agree with it, even though other people are thinking maybe she's overreacting because they're like, "Y'all not together no more. You still married, and going through a divorce." And I don't think it has nothing to do with that. Portia, I believe she's a Cancer like me. And we can be a little territorial about all the people in our lives, right? It's like, if you're down for me, you're down for me. You're not talking to this person over here. So I can understand. Portia also mentions that Drew is an ambassador for her Go Naked hair company, and Drew took it upon herself to try to do a campaign and photo shoot without Portia knowing. And Portia was like, "You cannot do that. Any photo shoot you do has to be ran by me. This is my company." So she feels a certain way about Drew, and no one else is understanding it. People are saying out in these streets that this is the karma that Portia deserves. But that aside, I get it. That whole Simon Fallon situation was messy. But that aside, I don't blame Portia. It's like two wrongs don't make a right. It's like Portia was definitely wrong in that situation, but that doesn't give Drew the right to try to go behind her back and start kind of like single black female in her, if you know what I mean, right? It's like she wants to get under Portia's hair. She wants to emulate Portia. She wants to be Portia. She's practically wearing her wigs, and now she's messing with her baby daddy, okay? So it's giving off strange. Like, she's really looking up to Portia for inspiration and imitation. And it's weird. So after this, we see Angela and Charles Oakley in their home with their family, and they have a nice home. They have a nice dynamic. She's trying to tell her daughter what happened at Shamia's party. And I hope I get to see more of Charles because he seems to be a man's man. He came out and he was like, "Who cares? No one cares about this. Mind your business. Worry about your own business. He was so not impressed by anything that happened at that event. And I love that for him. It's very different in housewife fashion where the husband seems to always get intertwined or involved. But we'll see. Maybe he'll jump in at some point. We find out from them that Angela's not a gold digger. In fact, she has her own company, which is she owns a financial consulting company. And she actually met Charles in the same building. They have condominiums in the same building. So that's how they met. And yeah, they seem interesting enough. We'll find out more about them later. Then we see Portia and Kenya, they're having a lunch. And Portia's just asking, like, what happened with Drew? And pretty much it's the same thing that she reiterates what was pretty much said at Shamia's party, which was, she found out that Drew was trying to secretly, like, put something together with Dennis, trying to get him to film with her for the season. And also she mentions the photo shoot situation. We already went through that, so I'm not going to rehash it. She also gets into the discussion about her estranged husband, Simon, and Portia wants to know what's going on with that. And Kenya wants to know what's going on with that. And Portia tells her, like, it's just some strange stuff happening. One time we were out and about, and all these cops stopped us and surrounded us and was questioning him. And when she asked Simon about it, he just said he had got into some trouble in the past. And since then, it's like they constantly stop him and he has a hard time, doing anything without this type of interference. And so then she says she found out after the fact, like when everybody else heard about his whole scam and fraudulent past. And she's like, he never mentioned this to me. He never said this to me. But you guys, in addition to that, Portia's like, one day she looked on the Ring camera in the house or whatever type of camera it was, video camera, and said she saw that Simon brought other women in the house. Yikes. Do I think she's telling the truth? Possibly. I could see him doing that. He seems to be a ladies man. He's not a looker, but Portia is his fifth wife. So yeah, I feel like he'll do anything to get a green card. So I'm not surprised. Good luck to you, Portia, in this divorce. We see the new girl, Kelly, the one I don't care too much for. She's opening up a new location for her waffle restaurant. Congratulations to you on that. Then we get to Britt Edie. She is something else. I can see where her and Kenya probably go wrong down the line. We see her with her husband, and she seems to be a bit much. And I can tell her husband doesn't really like to be bothered with her. She seems to always request a lot, and he looks like he just wants to be left alone in peace. Okay? I guess they're planning on having a baby, and she wants to know from him, when should we start trying to conceive the baby? Should we do that once we get in our new house? And, Okay. She's just like this very uppity, what you would call maybe bougie person. She has this little dog, and, she seems like she's a handful, and I kind of felt bad for her husband, Mike. Yeah. So that's the extent of her. We also see in this episode, Britt and what's her name, Kelly, they managed to get together to discuss the stuff that happened at Shamia's party. And that, Kelly's like, you notice how the conversation got redirected. When I tried to talk to Portia about why she still that lady's husband, they put it on Drew. And then they jumped from that to Britt. Britt asks, Kelly, did you see the shade that Kenya threw towards me? So like I told you guys, these two are itching for a confrontation with Kenya. Britt wants a confrontation with Kenya, and Kelly wants one with Portia. It's so obvious, and I wish they would stop because it looks so contrived. Let it come naturally. It's like they are just trying to poke the bear. And we all know how low Kenya can get. So when that happens, Britt, you deserve it. And with Portia and Kelly, I don't know what to say. But Kelly, this ain't it. You worried about somebody else's, why somebody took someone else's husband. If it ain't yours, what does it matter? Okay, and then moving along, we also see in the episode, Shamia and Angela meet up with Drew at this gym location that Drew is working out at, and they're working out together. And automatically it feels like an ambush on Shamia, where Drew and Angela both want to know, why were you asking Drew, questioning her about Dennis? Were you doing this for Portia? And she's like, no, I wanted to know. People have been saying they've been seeing him around in the streets, okay? And I want to know. That's my friend. And so Angela and Drew kind of get into it. And then, Angela and Shamia kind of get into it. Where she's like, Angela's still questioning her. And that was kind of annoying. It's like, girl, they're clearly friends. So Shamia's going to want to know what's going on with Portia's baby daddy and Drew. I don't see what was wrong with her questioning her about that. And so, yeah, insults are kind of thrown a little bit. And like on the green screen, you see Drew insinuating that Shamia is like a lapdog to Portia. So that's the angle they're going on with this. So this is going to be another beef going on within the crew. A lot of moving parts, okay? And we also see in this episode Shamia meeting with her surrogate, who ended up having breast cancer. And that was a really sad situation. She's checking up on her. The surrogate is doing well, and they have a discussion. We end up finding out in this discussion they have that Shamia is trying to, add more children to her family. And she had an ectopic pregnancy not too long ago. And so I guess she's going the surrogate route. And they seem to have a really good relationship, her and the surrogate. And that was a nice, little moment. And lastly, okay, sorry, I'm going fast. I'm trying to get through this, so it's not a long video. Lastly, we see Portia and Dennis. They're at some kid place with their daughter Pilar. And Portia's questioning Dennis, like, what is up with you and Drew? Like, he's like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, I don't want you filming with Drew. Like, I told you that. He's like, well, her music needs to be promoted. And she asked him not to film with her. And honestly, I don't think that's even something she should even have to ask. I think it should just be, one of those situations where he just knows he shouldn't do that, right? To me, it makes sense. Like, it should just be assumed. Why would you film with another housewife on a show? It's just saying there's going to be some drama at some point or another. And Portia, her reason for it is, she doesn't want things to get messy, and she don't want her daughter like being affected by any of this stuff that happens if things get messy between her and him, and just, that whole situation. So Portia's upset, and she's having an issue right now with loyalty, where she's like, no one wants to be loyal to me, and I'm not being loyal to anyone who ain't being loyal to me. I'm going to just worry about myself. And that's how it ends. So what do I think? Overall, I think it was a good episode. I'm intrigued to see more. Looks like the next episode, we're going to have a little bit more of confrontation between Shamia, Drew, and Angela. Okay? Somewhere down the line, things are going to get really, really messy. I've been watching stuff outside of the show, and enough to know that Portia and Shamia are not as cool now at this point in real time as they once were. And where it goes wrong, I don't know. Right now, Shamia is being ride or die. Okay? And I hate that for them. I hope their friendship sustains. I hope they get back on track. And I hope nothing is not irreparable. But this was a good episode. Can't wait to see the next one. Overall, I would give this episode a 7 or 8. You guys tune in, okay? I will cover the next one, which would be episode 3. Once it comes on Sunday, I will try to review it as soon as possible. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment on what you would like me to review in addition to this. Thank you and hope you have a wonderful day.